When we're going over two-steps equations, it's going to be the same process as we did before in the previous video. So again, solve for unknown variables, use opposite operations. Now the only difference with two-steps equation, you're going to use two operations. So again, operations adding, subtracting, dividing, and multiplying. So of those four, any of the two, if you're required to use in order to solve, that's a two-step equation. So let's talk about negative 4x minus 3 equals to 12. My first job is try to get negative 4x to be by itself, but it's not, since we have a minus 3 on the left. The opposite of minus 3 is plus 3. Since I did it on the left, I got to do it on the right. So we have negative 4x equal 12. Positive 12 plus 3 is positive 15. Alright, now we need to get the x to be by itself, but we have a negative 4 in front of x, so it's multiplying, so the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So we're going to divide what's in front of x, which is negative 4, and divide here by negative 4. So negative 4 divided by negative 4 is 1, so we're left with x equal 15 divided by negative 4. It won't be a whole number, so what we're going to do is going to leave it as a fraction. So negative 15 over 4, and we can't simplify because there's nothing in common between 15 and 4. So x equals negative 15 over 4. So that's all you have to do in solving this example, a two-step equation. X equals negative 15 over 4. In our second example, we have 2x plus 5 equals negative 21. So our first task is trying to get the 2x to be by itself, which is not because it has a plus 5. So the opposite of plus 5 is minus 5. Since I did it on the left, I gotta do it on the right. I bring down the 2x equal negative 21 and negative 5, they're the same sign, so it would be negative, and basically you combine the numbers together. So negative 21 minus 5 is negative 26. Next, we just simply need the x by itself, but it has a 2 in front. So it has the number in the front, it's multiplying, so opposite is dividing. To divide by the number in front of x, I divide by here by the same number. 2 divided by 2 is just x equal, then we do here negative 26 divided by 2. We can simplify that. We can definitely divide this into a whole number, which will be a negative 13. So that will be our final answer. So for this example, 2x plus 5 equals negative 13. 2x plus 5 equals negative 21. Our final answer is x equals negative 13. Alright, in our third example, we have x over 2, or x divided by 2, minus 6 equals 4. So again, we're trying to get x over 2 to be by itself. We have a minus 6, so the opposite is plus 6. Since I did it on the left, I got to do it on the right. So we're going to have x over 2 equal 4 plus 6 is 10. Alright, now we need to get x by itself. With the x, it's being divided by 2, so the opposite of dividing by 2 is going to multiply by 2. Since I did it on the left, I got to do it on the right. So when you have something like this, it's just basically 2 divided by 2, which is 1, so we're left with x equal 10 times 2 is 20. And this will be our final answer. So for the example, x divided by 2 minus 6 equals 4. The final answer is x equals 20. In this fourth example, we have 3x divided by 2 equals 18. So it's a fraction that equals to a whole number. So what we're going to do first is we need to get rid of the denominator and be left with just 3x. So in order to get rid of the denominator, we have to do the opposite of what's divided by 2, which is multiply by 2 on the left and then multiply by 2 on the right. So when we have something like this, 2 divided by 2 is 1, then we're just left with 3x equals 18 times 2 would be 36. And afterwards, we want to get x by itself. There's a 3 in front of it, so it's multiply. Opposite of multiplying is divide. So we're going to divide by the number in front. And I do it on the left and the right side. So x will equal 36 divided by 3. It will be a whole number, which is 12. So that will be our final answer for a two-steps equation. In this example, 3x divided by 2 equals 18. Our final answer is x equals 12.